last training session for this week's rotation of the program. Insane high volume arm work. Starting off with some triceps. I think between my triceps and my biceps, I mean, both of them are weak points for me. My arms are not. They've never been something I've prioritized, and honestly, I kind of like having a little bit smaller arms, just because. I mean, when I'm wearing a shirt like this, like nobody's even gonna know I lift. I have like these like little tiny, skinny little arms, and then you kind of get like the surprise effect when they see the shirt comes off. So, but regardless, I mean, it would certainly help if I had bigger arms compared to bodybuilding. So, prioritizing both of those, and maybe that's why we have so much volume. Plus, they can probably handle a little more volume, especially when you're doing 1x frequency. You can probably, that's the nice thing about this is you can really push your volume recoverability limits because you have 7 days off before you train it again. So you can just go like absolutely ham, just rinse everything and go crazy. So uh, starting off with 3 sets of push downs on this and 30 reps. Yeah, get it. That was really easy. I'm happy. We did 35 last time. That's 42 and a half this time. Good bump. I honestly might. I think I'm gonna add another plate on and see how that goes for the next set. Solid. All right, so take the higher weight. Dude, I already just off of 1 set, I can just feel the pump in my triceps already. The hard part of this is when you get to full lockout, dude, you just like feel everything up in the tricep, and that's like the part I gotta push through. So, ooh. Perfect spot to be with that set. I think we should be good with 50 next time, but I'm liking that this time. Definitely feeling the pump going already.
Well, the problem is the rules that are in place cannot be followed by them. Yeah, a little bit of work with what you see. Yeah.
Nice. My kickbacks time. As you can see today, I'm not repping the Gildan Triple XL shirts. We got the Young LA on because I wasted all my other shirts. Well, I didn't waste them. I used all of them, and I need to do the wash today. But one Young LA pump cover isn't gonna kill my game. So yeah, we're on that today. And I'm wearing a compression shirt under it just because it's arm day, and when we got the pump going, then the guns can come out. But yeah, doing some dumbbell kickbacks, starting off with 10s, doing 30, 20, 15, and 8, I think. So Damn. That was a tough one. I don't know if I want to go up and weight next time or if we'll just do the same. Right, the 10s were a little bit precarious, so I'm just going to write down to improve the form for next time on that. And then we'll see how this 20 repper goes. Yeah, that's another tough one. All right, I think we've found the high rep exercise where we're not going to be flying up in weight anymore. We need to watch these back, but I'm feeling a good amount of pump in my lats, which probably means I'm dropping the humerus a little bit too much and having too much humerus movement. That's like very similar. Hold on. If you look at like a pullover, where your arms are going from here, you're doing a pull down, you're moving the humerus in line to the torso. And I'm feeling that on my kickbacks right now, I'm probably doing a little bit too much humerus movement. So I'm gonna try to fix that, and I'll definitely work on that for next time instead of bumping the weight up. Alright. Final set, going for 8 reps. Can't lie, I don't really like this shirt. It's too small. It's not good enough of a pump cover. Dude, I might drop the weight on that one. That was rough set. All right, no big deal. We can clean it up next time. Address the form a little bit more. On to the next exercise. Got some dips up next. I'm gonna put the belt on below 35 this time. I did 25 last time. Now, one thing I gotta be careful on here is I messed up my wrist real easily, just because you can put your wrist in kind of a compromised position, not making sure to maintain a proper joint stack. So you want to keep your lower arm like stacked over your wrist. If you let it fold over like this, you're putting like a ton of strain on the joint, and I've messed myself up a few times doing that. So I use my warm-ups almost as like a way just to get used to the hand position before I add weight. And again, this is primarily trying to target the triceps. I'm trying to keep my elbows a little bit closer to my body. Dude, yeah, I'm already messing up my wrist position. Alright. I'm gonna say screw it, and I'm gonna go for the 45 because for some reason this belt has like the big carabiner on it, which is not gonna fit through multiple plates. So I don't want to put a 25 and a 10 on there. Hopefully, this is a decent weight to choose. Alright, it's not heavy, it's just light. Oh god. Okay, that's like 6 with 1 RAR. I think the other set should be a little bit better. I just lost my balance, which kind of took a little bit out of me there. Also, form could probably be a little bit better for triceps. I think I'm still going a little bit too wide, and I was definitely feeling the chest there, which I'm not upset about. Again, I'm not like a super advanced trainee that has to be hyper fixated on what I'm targeting, just because everything can grow for me and I benefit from that. So I'm not too worried about it, but I'll keep that in mind for the next few sets. Locked in this set. Elbows. Alright, yeah, that was 2. Definitely an improvement because I didn't have to. Oh, dude. But I just killed my lower back. That does not feel great. What did I just do? I don't know, that's weird. Damn. Hold on. Yo, low key. I'm gonna mess myself up here. I think I have the belt in like a weird position that kind of just like pinch my spine a little bit there. Back's feeling a little bit better. I think I just had a weird placement of the belt on my torso. So I took a little. That was the last set. I let the low back rest a little bit more. Now we got some dumbbell hammer curls doing 3 sets of 30 on this, so we will go back in that. So somehow in all my years of lifting, I've never used pre-workout until now, and I just started like maybe 2 months ago. And I never understood, like everybody always said, like after you take caffeine, you take pre-workout as soon as you get to the gym and you go to the bathroom. And I didn't really understand that at first, but I definitely understand that now. I swear, like no matter what I do, every time now, it's like as soon as I get to the gym, then suddenly I need to go to the bathroom, and that's just like miserable. So last time I did 15 again, but notes this time were to increase the reps in reserve just because they were tough sets last time. So let's see. easier than last time, but I probably still won't increase the weight for next time. I still want to work on it a little bit more. The other thing I've noticed is, so when you're doing hammer curls, and I wouldn't say any curl in general, if you keep your elbows like a little bit further out, like you always want to keep a relatively stable elbow position. You don't want to be moving it around too much. But if you keep your elbows like a little bit out, then like you kind of maintain a little bit more tension with the dumbbells. Whereas if you leave them by your sides, then when you get to the bottom of the rep, it's kind of just, there's no really tension on anything. So I'm trying to like keep my elbows just a tad bit more forward, just to keep it and make it like a little bit harder. Because again, when you're doing high rep work and I'm only using 15s, the degree of progression, because I don't have like micro plates for dumbbells, it's like a much bigger jump when you go from like 15 to 17 and a half. That's like a pretty sizable increase in weight. So set 2. That's a tough set. Last time I did 15 for the first 2, and I did 12 and a half for the third one. I think I can squeeze the 15s for a third set this time, so we'll try to do that. Let's see. I'll cover off the last set. Come on. 10. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Nah, that's done. All right, 27. So we're 3 reps off of the target there. Hopefully, with the little improvements that we get, we'll be able to get the full 30 next time and just match weight. But I'm okay with that. We can go on to the barbell curls now. My arms are toasted. Like last time I did it, that's one thing you got to consider. Sometimes when you go way harder on an exercise than you did in the previous session, then the exercises you do after are going to be a little bit more taxed. So might take a little bit of longer rest and then see if we can take progressions on the next one too, which might be a little bit tough because my arms are feeling toasted and it's only 1 set of biceps. So yeah, another 30 repper. Last time did 25. Hopefully we have enough juice to get the 30s this time. Yeah, my head's not even in this, bro. Whatever. The biceps are what's important. Come on. 1, 2. A little bit of form breakdown there. A little bit. Damn, my noise cancellation wasn't even on this whole time. That's quite unfortunate. I'm gonna get some copyright strikes again. One thing I want to know, I think I was talking about caffeine earlier, is what it feels like to be in somebody else's body taking caffeine. Because for me, when I take pre-workout, I honestly barely feel any different. I don't feel more energized necessarily. If anything, the only thing I really feel is it's harder to go to sleep. And when I first started taking pre-workouts, the beta alanine in my pre-workout, I would feel the tingles a little bit. Now I don't get that at all anymore off the same dose. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'm curious if other people who use caffeine consistently actually notice a difference in feeling. Like the only way I can maybe relate it is like the few times I've drank alcohol before. You can definitely tell that you're under the influence if you tell you've taken something, but like caffeine, I genuinely can't tell if I've taken it or not. So I don't know if for other people it is something where when you're on caffeine, you like know like shit, like I have caffeine in my system, or if it's just like a mild feeling. I don't really know. So I'm curious about that. That is brutal, man. Brutal. Last two sets on this. Low key, the weights we're using today are a little bit precarious. Form isn't as perfect as I would want it to be. So that's like my note for improvement next time is we're gonna not up the weight and we're just gonna work on the form, cleaning it up a little bit. But today a little bit of pushing the limits isn't too bad. So, okay, 15 with this. Okay, honestly, that one wasn't as bad as the first two. Yeah, we'll do 45 next time. So we got one last set here. Go for 70 for 8. Yeah, that's solid. I think we can do 75. A tough set, but let's just hope we get enough sufficient adaptations to go +5 next time. All right. Unfortunately, I had to cut the workout a little bit short. I forgot I had something else that I had to do at 5 o'clock. But fortunately, I finished. I mean, I trained both my biceps and my triceps with a good amount of sets. So left a few exercises off, but we will just pick up with that next time we hit arms and take progressions that we would have taken anyways. But not the end of the world if you have to miss a little bit of a workout. As long as you are being consistent, that is the most important part. So yeah, overall good session for what it was. And yeah, no posing today, unfortunately, either. I kind of wanted to check the arm pump because I feel like it was looking pretty good, but we'll have to save that for next time. So I think that's going to conclude this session, and we'll see you in the next one.